Hello everyone, today we'll be learning about pageAction APIs of WebExtension API suite. So what exactly pageAction API does? This adds a button in the Omni bar, also known as address bar in the browser. This API lets you to click that button and perform several actions, maybe opening a pop-up or changing the color of your page or modifying any content on your page. In this video, we'll be learning about how to set a button and open a pop-up on click of that button from Omni bar. So let's get started. So first thing, we'll create a folder name as pageAction. Okay, we have a folder here name as pageAction. We'll create a new file and name it as manifest.json and save it in our folder. So we have manifest.json. Let's quickly build up our manifest.json. So first thing, we'll be writing manifest version, that is by mandate 2. Okay, we misspelled the file name, so we'll quickly correct the file name. I use comma instead of dot. So yeah. So manifest.json. Next is name of our browser, name of our add-on. Let's name it pageAction demo. Third thing is description. So okay, this is a bit annoying, so I'll just drag it down. Third thing is description. Let's say adds a button in search bar, in address bar, and open pop-up on click. That's it. Now then, version of our add-on, let's say 1.0. Then let's set the icons for our app. That's 64. We will just prefer 64. You can give 48, 96, but yeah, 64 is mandatory. So let's go with icon slash logo.png. We'll put this file later in our system. Then we'll be using a background script, so we need to mention it in our code. And as we know, background take a key of script, and then we have to pass array for the same, even if we are using just one. I found this weird personally, but yeah, we have to follow the syntaxes. And this is the general thing which we do for almost all the add-ons which use background scripts. So when we say like these part are the generic part which we use for every add-on, this is when we use background script. Now we'll introduce something interesting for this, page_action. So basically this tells the browser that, hey, we'll be using pageAction API from your suite. So we will give a default icon which will be displayed on the Omni bar. So let's use the same same icon. I'm short of icons because I'm not a designer person, so I just got some. So I'll use the same browser_style true. When we say browser_style true, that means we'll be using the things on the browser like page modify, or maybe we are styling the pages or inserting some JavaScript. So yeah, we are ready with our manifest.json. So second file we need to create is this background.js. We'll be creating a new file and naming it as background.js and saving it in our folder. Cool. So let's quickly, first before writing background.js, I want to explain you a bit like what we are going to do. So the process is, whenever a tab is created or a tab is refreshed, we have to call the pageAction API to set the icon. If we want to change or the default icon, we have to call the set title function of the pageAction in order to set the title. Like title is something when we hover and get the tooltip, that is called as title. Most importantly, we have to call the show function of the pageAction, And finally we have to add an action, like whenever we click that button, a pop-up has to be there, or maybe whatever functionality we want to include. If we want to set a pop-up, we have to call set pop-up, else we have to call the on click property of the page action. So don't get confused, we'll just get started with it. So first thing I must write is so add listener to browser tab update. Okay, yeah, here we go. Oh, again, browser. Cool. So we are telling browser tabs API that hey, whenever you update, do the following action: add listener. So we'll pass a tab ID through it, and let's say initialize, the best name of the function I could think of right now. So yeah, now let's define function initialize with a parameter tab ID. Tab ID as by name. Oh, tab ID. So by name tab ID, the ID of the tab which we currently are on. So as we say, browser okay, misspelled. Browser, please call your page action API and tell it to set title title on. We have to pass an object as a parameter. Tab ID, we have the tab ID, and title as my action. Okay, so this line will actually set title for our button, and again page action dot show this page action on this tab ID. Quite verbose. Now what we need to do is open. Oh, this has to be. Okay, now we need to do is set popup. So when we call this property set popup, it does two things. It do two things basically. First, tell the browser that there is a pop-up, and it invokes the function whenever on click. So it binds that pop-up with the click function of that button. So we don't need to do it explicitly. So what it does is tab ID on this tab ID. Okay, tab ID, and open the pop-up. So what's pop-up? Like now how to write a pop-up? So as we know, JavaScript is the root of all the web extensions API. So we have nothing more than index.html. So whatever we write as HTML, that will be displayed on that pop-up. How cool is that? All we need to write is a code in HTML, CSS and JS. Just as a web page, we can put anything in that pop-up. So yeah, that's a pretty much code for background.js. So we have we need a pop-up folder with index.html file. So whatever the content inside that will be displayed on the pop-up when we click the page action button. So let's quickly create index.html file here. New folder, pop-up, control N, index.html, and let's, oh my bad, index.html. Let's save it to, okay, here we are, index.html. Let's drag it here. Okay, so we will not be writing much things here. Let's keep it simple for this project. We have a HTML tag, we have a body tag, and all we have is h3. and it just does what is. Yes, we did it. Let's put a small bit of style in it to just look it better. Padding 20px. That's it. Cool. We are probably ready with our code. No, I missed a thing. So we said that in manifest.json we will be having an icon folder and logo.png inside it. So let's quickly make a folder, icons, and then I copied a logo for this, and I'll just quickly put it inside a icons folder. Perfect. We are ready. So we'll quickly review our code. First file is manifest.json. Manifest version 2. This tells that we are using WebExtensions API. Second one is name, the name of our add-on. Third is description of add-on. Version of add-on. So again, version and manifest version are different. Version is of add-on version. Manifest version is the manifest version tells the browser that we'll be using WebExtensions API, icons, background script, and page action. This is the thing which we are having new in this video. Then we move to background script. We call initialize function whenever the browser is whenever the tab is updated. On initialize, what we do is set title, show the page action, and on the click of page action, we show a pop-up index.html. So index.html has a bit of HTML. So let's try this code. Let's go to about debugging. This is page action manifest.json. Cool. We are ready to go. So let's reload this page. Boom. We are here, but we cannot see our icon. Okay, we missed something. So when we initialize our function, we need to add one more property to it, set icon. So I'll just quickly add set icon tab id, and I think path is the name, path. So it's a relative path, so it's icon slash logo dot png. Let's recheck our code. We should reload our, there we go. So here's our page action with the same logo which we used, and here's the title, my action, and let's click on it. Yes, we did it. So we successfully created a page action button and created a pop-up with the HTML content we need. So now let's add a bit of JavaScript to it so that it will be more functional. So let's quickly add a script, src, let's say popup.js script. Okay, now let's create a new file, name it as popup.js, and save it in our folder. Sorry. Okay, we created it outside, so we will just put it inside. And in this, what we will do is document dot get element by id. Okay, before that we'll create a few changes here. We'll add a button whose id is, let's say, action button, and it says click me button, and we should style a bit more so that it may look a bit better shape. So yeah, action button. So get element by id, action button, and we'll add event listener to it. So what it does, whenever we hear a click, click action, perform following function. Okay, no arrow signs. So what it does, simply alert what victory. Cool. So let's test this again. All we have to do is reload our extension, and okay, let's reload our extension and reload the page. So again, here's our button, my action. Let's click it. Now we can see another button, click me. Let's click it. Here we have the executed JavaScript, victory, and that's a real victory if you can reach up to here. So that's all about page action. Thank you for watching, guys. Good night. Take care. Bye bye.